As long as we come on air every evening, the whole world must listen. As long as we preach this very gospel, Chukwokika Abiyama must be with us. Therefore, without any further hesitation, we must proceed to offer every prayer to Chukwu Okike Abiyama who resided in heaven. Therefore, as we always commence, not from today, but from of old, our Father who art in heaven, Nanyinke bineligwe, ka hagedin song, that your name may be hallowed by men, that we may bow at the mention of it, that we may offer every glory unto thee, that we may offer you every adoration and adulation, because there is none like thee. You fight our battles for us. Every blessed day you demonstrate through your kindness and your everlasting mercy that you are our Lord, our God, and our Creator. This evening we offer these your children unto thee. All over this very planet that you created, they are listening across the entire 24 time zones on this very planet where they inhabit. They are listening to your gospel this very evening, this gospel of redemption, a gospel of hope, a gospel of restoration, a gospel of renewal, this very gospel of freedom, this very gospel of emancipation as only you ordained, that this very gospel must be preached, that mankind may be set free from the eternal damnation of the creation of the British. My goodness me, I want to remain in the spirit, because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have spilled, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, O Lord of hosts, to have mercy upon us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day Chukwu Abiyama binigwe whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth, to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoko. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy, because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all these we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. Ahadin sosine bigebi rone bigebi. He said.
It's Young Flight in the mix.
The silver jacket body with Biafra come. Umokoko. Mad people everywhere. Dara. What you don't know is bigger than you. 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 Hey, he dey make me oh gaga. He dey make me oh gaga. He dey make me oh gaga. This your G. He dey make me oh gaga. The worst thing you can do to a black man is to tell the black man the truth, yeah. The worst thing you can do to a black man is to tell the black man the truth, yeah. Ah, he defend me, yo, gaga. Mama, he defend me, yo, gaga. In this age, he defend me, yo, gaga. Sabotu, I see defend me, yo, for you. Obi dati, obi them fools everywhere. Obi dati, obi them fools everywhere. Obi dati, obi them fools everywhere. When we talk about our freedom, we're not go the first. When we talk about our freedom, they go the first. When we talk about our freedom, they go the first. Yeah, he defend me, oh gaga. Mama, he defend me, oh gaga. In this LG, he defend me, oh gaga. Sabotu, I see defend me, oh gaga. Yeah. Biafra voice 247. Love you, we love you, everything, me blood, brother man, you know. We go crazy. Chiamaka, Ogara, Rastaman of God. Love you. Yeah. Biafra, you know. Ikuku. Bad guy, you know. But the water master. Love you. I can't see how I go on. I get young and where's the minute. All them. Enemies of Biafra, mad people everywhere. You are living in darkness, suffering and smiling. When we talk about our freedom, now go the best. You are living in darkness, suffering and smiling. When we talk about our freedom, go now go the best. Yeah, he defend me for you. He dey pay me, oh, gaga. Africans, he dey pay me, oh, gaga. This OG, he dey pay me, oh, gaga. Ah, he dey pay me, oh, gaga. Omo, he dey pay me, oh, gaga. I don't know what's wrong with the reasoning ability of a blonde man. My God. So I'm on that maximum respect. Yeah, he dey pay me, oh, for you. He dey pay me, oh, gaga. Africans, he dey pay me, oh, gaga. This OG, he dey pay me, oh, gaga.
Makana wapana kamado Muna kujukwe nanya Lepa miriruwe Oge si makasuna no Oga think about your life Before the entire story Ndi botu inusi Agwa wati matiano di Eburisi yana kulesu Tulu ebe kuma kwese Makano panu boko Opa tichiria Abona bosono Ona yeku chikena kana Asi maburo kuno mare Ya buru biyaru Namogara pala namu Sorondi bozo Opa no maketo Money is not everything Let's fight for our freedom For our freedom is not right Papa Mubaram see Naga frabala mo, iyo buna nene kambu paraya no. Baka no jife wata winyaka ye, akalo be ilo lese ya. Oye wife wapara nife ya, nka wapara Biafra is my land. Biafra wapara mo, and we must go back to our land. And just the one who took us to say.
Guinea. Welcome all. Welcome to very life.
Ogonyega bara mufero, ifa ukemere ya koyeseko. Gana chopi meyoso, bongo lodira kuri kahala. Mano yesina bugoba na hibu, wesi no choro wa Nigeria. Ya bito solo ndia usala ugausa, kanyo wezoro wa neba. Maka no buro ugausa, azegu governor is. Yoga chitapandia usofuma.
Oga Chitanda also former any governor who say he wants to serve one zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, you have to relocate. That is the word of the Prime Minister a couple of days ago. And by the way, that reminds me, because we will be revisiting what the Prime Minister said concerning this very latest development. Welcome, 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 my wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. You are highly welcome to this very live presentation. We are live and direct. Please let me know in the comment section if my voice is loud and clear. Let me know in the comment section if you can hear me so that we can continue. Let me know right now, please, if my voice is clear. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, let me know in the comment section, please, so that we can proceed. All right. I welcome every one of you. Today's date is, of course, 23rd of September, 2024. And the time right now is exactly 26 minutes past 7 p.m. here in the land of Chukwokikabia, Mabineli Igwe. It is a live presentation, and of course, the voice you are hearing right now is the voice of Ordinanwa from Biafra Unite. We are live and direct, and we are reaching you from our studio
in the land of Chukwokikabiama. Welcome every one of you. Please, once you are here, endeavor to welcome others, because we have a very, very tangible information and, of course, important discussion to, to talk about this very evening. So please welcome everyone around you. Do the needful. Make sure that you do the needful. Very, very important. James Anna, you are welcome. I can see you in the comment section. Nwokoro David, you are welcome. Ndubisi Obi, you are welcome. Obumo Keke, Prince Ifeanyi Chukwu, you are welcome. Auto TV, I can see you. Eze, thank God, you are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. Eugene 66, you are welcome. Clement Aneto, Onyenkem, Onyochie Ibem, you are welcome. Prince, I have mentioned you already. You all are highly welcome. Saint 50, you are welcome. Oh my goodness me, the comment keep coming thick and fast. And of course, we have to continue because I may not be able to mention all the names as I can see them in the comment section. Victor, you are welcome. I can see you. Ibe Abuchi, you are welcome. Onyenkem. Benjamin Ochie, you are welcome. Free Saint, you are welcome. Kingsley, you are welcome. Okwi John, Chinedu, Oba, Ugweze, Cosmos, Merike, Isaac Egu, Emmanuel Denison, you all are highly welcome. Victor Mbemena, you are welcome. Aka Chuku, you are welcome. Please, 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 if I do not mention your name, do not be dismayed. Don't worry yourself. As we continue, keep making your comment. Once your comment draws my attention, I will definitely bring it to the screen and, of course, do the needful. You all are highly welcome. Like as I said, please endeavor to welcome others. I Wapi also immediately without further hesitation. Now, I've got two things to discuss this very evening, but for the fact that I have mentioned that based on the music, the song of our Biafran brother, the ending part of that song says, Onye si na ọ bụ governor n'ala Igbo, he who says, or who claims, or who parades himself as a governor or as any political criminal, which they call themselves political elites in Biafra territory, you have to, and you are representing the zoo, and you have sworn that it is zoo or you buy, you have to relocate. You must leave Biafra land. So because of that, that has brought me back to, the comment of the Prime Minister a couple of days ago. I think that was yesterday. Right now, we will, first of all, begin with that. And after that, of course, we'll go into the next segment. That means now we've got three different things to discuss this very evening. So please, these three things are very, very important. I can assure you it is very, very important. After discussing this very issue of, the press release from the office of the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, then we are going to do something very, very significant this very evening. You're welcome once again, my wonderful people of Biafra, and of course, lovers of freedom. Now, let me also, of course, let you know, because I have seen some comments in the comment section a couple of days ago, or should I say for the past 2 days now, because of the news that we recorded. I recorded it myself and posted it, of course, on our platform, where the terrorist commander Musa Mohammed Musa, Al-Haji Mohammed Musa, some people are telling me, hey, he's a Christian, blah blah blah. Don't confuse, you cannot confuse me. You can't confuse me. I don't care about their propaganda. I don't care about their religion. Don't confuse me. He is called Muhammad Musa. Don't tell me whether he's a Christian, he goes to church or he goes to mosque. I don't care. His name is Muhammad Musa. That Christopher that is attached is what they are using to deceive the gullible today. Musa is a chief terrorist. In case you don't know it now. But that is not even the main issue. That is not the main issue. I heard many people commenting, not even many, but some people commenting. They are letting me know that Musa was actually talking about the terrorists taking over. I look at them, I laugh. Before we analyze any issue or any topic, we go deep or deeper. We go deeper. We don't just listen to the grammars or English word. We listen to the, we even listen, we pay attention to the one that you wanted to say, but because of the damages it may cause, you reserve it. I want you to follow me. Just pay very good attention to what I'm saying now, please. Very, very important. Because that is going to be the second thing we will talk about this evening. And then after that, we'll delve into the main matter. The main matter this evening is that African Union, we have received notification that African Union, or should I say the zoo, the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom government representatives in the African Union Commission has declined our petition against the Zoological Republic and, of course, the Biafra referendum and, above all, the restoration of independent states of Biafra. So that is going to be our main topic this evening. But before then, let us do other things in order to, that will usher us to that very main topic this evening. So that Musa topic is going to be the second one. I want you to pay attention. Please welcome everybody. We need more Biafrans here as we move into the main segment, as we move into the matter that has brought us here this evening. Welcome everybody. Welcome all of you. Please do not hesitate to let me know in the comment section once my voice stops coming out loud and clear. All right, the first one is where they said, where our Prime Minister was, of course, talking to those who claim to be Igbo political elites, which our young boy, our young musician said, onye si na obu governor na ani Igbo, we si na cholo one Nigeria, ya buli ibu ye na bu ugwu Awusa. Because obu na iru onu ugwu Awusa, by the time you get to the north, as a good governor that you are, you will be able to rule the Fulanis very, very well. That time, Ayese Pugaka is no longer our business. Now, according to the headline from Daily Post, Ezu Media, they said, Biafra, Nigeria has nothing to offer you, Ekpa, who's Igbo political elite. When they say Ekpa, who's Igbo political elite, it looks as if he's trying to entice them. No, he is not enticing anybody. It was just a statement that onye mala asu omegini osuo n'ikwe me mala asu isuo nani obukwanu na isuo nani kedu fe yeme isu bia mkpụrụ ọkpa gị. Now, they said the Simon Ekpa-led Biafra Republic Government in Exile, BRGIE, has wooed Southeast political elites to join him in advancing the struggle for the actualization of Biafra. It has been observed that most of the political elites in the region are showing an attitude of indifference towards the Biafra struggle because of because of what they are gaining from the zoo. Number one is that na fakpalonko and ngwele abịagolo falele. Pay attention. They have soiled their hands. Fa mebile aka fa. They are all corrupt. Let me tell you the truth. 100% of all the politicians serving in the zoo, be it a Biafran or a Zugerian, are all corrupt. I said 100. I am not telling you 99%. There is absolutely nothing to do with 99, not even 99.999. No. 100% of all the Nigerian politicians are corrupt. 100. If there is anything like 101% or 120%, they are there. I'm not talking about the Biafrans alone in the zoo politics. Now, for the fact that the Biafrans, the Igbos especially, that's the Biafrans at large, who are serving the zoo, who are in Nigerian politics in our land, know very well that their masters are the Fulanis. They also know that all their moves, all their corrupt activities, all their criminal activities in the name of politicking or politics in the zoo are being recorded by the same Fulanis who are their masters. British people taught Fulani how to do this thing very well. They keep their records very, very well. So the moment you as a politician who is already spoiled, who is already corrupt. There's a time this Mumu man, Andy Okeke, was, talking about Peter Obi and the Labour Party. He said that he does not want to do the same thing others are doing. That let me be like them and climb. And when I climb, I begin to change things. He said, because once you be like them and you climb, you must continue to be like them, because you cannot change. If you try to change, those that you have been those that you have been whining and dining with will come against you because they have your records. Kenneth Okonkwo said, that is the only word he said that I can always remember, because that is the truth. So now, all these ones from Biafra land who know very well that Fulanis have their record, Farman Nuaro, Farman Kukwara, they can't do anything, because if they do PIM, Emefi Femelo Josakalo, the next one Obewakwa. The next one, if Fudim Akone Ebakwa, or Josakalo Berakwa, Rocha Sokra Berakwa, Peter Obi Berakwa. That's why when they say Peter Obi lost, Tinubu stole his mandate and he didn't do anything. What were you expecting Peter Obi to do? Peter Obi is corrupt. Did he do anything in Anambra State? As the other time somebody was telling me, hey, he paid teachers. Shame. That is the biggest shame of the century. Is it my job to pay teachers? Is it not part of the primary, concern or primary, objectives of the government to pay the workers and teachers? Am I the one who's supposed to pay teachers? If you don't pay teachers, then leave it. Wait for me to come and pay them. It is not a job. A governor paying teachers in his state is never a job. It's not. It can never be counted as the good thing you have done. That is a shame. It's a big shame. Can never be counted. So he can't do anything. He can't challenge them because they have his records. Or else you come and tell us what you did with our money in Anambra State for 8 good years. That is it. So none of them, they will always, turn their back at Biafra Restoration Project because they are all corrupt under the zoo politics. Now they said, they have consistently said they would wish to remain in Nigeria, having fought a civil war that lasted for 3 years. That is not their problem because none of them fought the war. None of them, none of all the politicians you see today in Biafra land fought war. No, not even one. None of them fought war. So that is not the case. The case is what I have just said. They are all corrupt, and their masters who put them there, like their masters know who they are. Do you know how much Soludo stole as the governor of Central Bank during Obasanjo? Do you know? Obasanjo knows this thing. Obasanjo is aware how Soludo stole Nigeria dry as the governor of Central Bank. But Obasanjo cannot do anything because Obasanjo was stealing while Soludo was stealing. Now chop I chop. So Obasanjo knows, as Soludo knows Obasanjo, so Obasanjo knows Soludo. So who put Soludo there? The same Fulani. The same Fulani that put, Obasanjo as the president, the then president. So they all know themselves. And they can never do otherwise. Then they say, however, Ekpa thinks otherwise, as he claims Nigeria has not offered anything tangible to the Igbos, to the Biafrans. In a statement posted on his X account on Friday, Ekpa, the self-acclaimed Prime Minister of BRGIE, urged the Igbo political elite to utilize his upcoming declaration of Biafra Liberation Convention to identify with the struggle. It's just an advice because they can never do that. It's just an advice. He boasted that the convention, scheduled to hold from November 29, 2024 to 3rd December in Lahti, Finland, will lead to the restoration of Biafra liberation. According to him, Nigeria has nothing to offer Biafrans other than incessant rights violations, which is the truth, like as they have violated our rights again. As I'm talking to you, anyway, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But the rights, our rights they violated in Cape Azua now is nailing their own coffin. It is another proof, another evidence that Biafra is here. Another evidence that the whole world will see and believe that yes, there is really fire on the mountain. Now, he continued, he alleged that Biafrans had suffered too long over the injustices and marginalization under Nigeria. It is not alleged, it is reality. The establishment of Nigeria has done nothing but violate our rights as former citizens. Nigeria is gradually coming to an end, and we are bringing forth the opportunity for you to join us in actualizing the Biafran dream, where all men and women will be equal in the eyes of the Creator. In the eyes of the Creator, and of course, in the eyes of the law. Very, very important. In the eyes of the law. Because if we are not, the problem today, one of the biggest problem in the zoo today is that no, we are not we, sorry. All people are not equal to the law, to the eyes of the law, or in the eyes of the law. There are some people who are above the law when it comes to like the governor of Zamfara State a couple of days ago, like I think that was on Thursday last week, accused Matawale, a sitting governor of Zamfara State, accused Matawale, who happens to be the current, chief of defense staff, not chief of defense staff in Musa. What do you call it? The person who he is Minister of Defense. Yes, the current Minister of Defense to the federal government, Matawale, has been currently accused of shading, harboring, forming terrorist group in Zamfara State. You do understand that? The current, chief of defense, minister of defense has been accused by a sitting governor from his state. Remember, this is no longer witch hunting because this Matawale is no longer serving the state. He's now serving the federal government. I want you to pay attention to this. He is no longer dragging with anybody who will become the next governor. He is serving the federal government. And he's not like Nyesom Wike, who is in Abuja, but planning or wanting to plant his puppet in Old River State. There is no any news of Matawale trying to impose, somebody as the governor of Zamfara State. There's no any news like that. But this man has been currently accused of harboring, shedding, feeding, paying, and forming terrorist group in Zamfara State. Did you hear anything like that? Did you hear the presidency? Did you hear anything from the federal government? Did you hear anything from the media? Did you hear anything? Nothing. Nothing, absolutely nothing was done. Nothing was done about it. I'm telling you what is going on currently now. Nothing was done about it. And he is still there in the government. You see? So there is no amount, nothing at all. Nothing would change. It is what it is. Now, let's continue here. They said, so what I was saying is that being equal in the eyes of the law is the only way corruption will be dealt with among the politicians. Being equal in the eyes of the law. When the law says, if you embezzle funds meant for the public, you will go to 30 years imprisonment, and you embezzle funds meant for the public, there is an evidence to that, then the law will take its course, and you will be properly and genuinely sentenced to 30 years imprisonment based on what the laws of the land says. Then tomorrow, the next person, Imandi Igbo Abosibo Tele or Marako. The next person is Marako. And the law must not give any chance of there's this useless thing that is destroying the zoological republic, which they call immunity. This useless thing, this thing is like a giant. You see, this thing they call immunity is the biggest giant in politics, in Nigerian politics. Immunity is the most useless and the unwanted thing. You don't need it, because many of them, they will be in the corridors of poverty. They join their maker. Until they join their maker, they will continue to enjoy immunity. Immunity will continue to shield them, to cover them, to protect them. Without them, and so look at Devil Mahi. After everything Devil Mahi did in Ebonyi State, by the many people, today he is Minister of Transportation, or whatever they call him, on the immunity. How do you want to arrest him? But those who to show how corrupt they are, those who they claim to copy their system of governance, do not have immunity. Even a prime minister can be arrested. A president can be arrested. A minister can be arrested. A governor can be arrested. As long as you have been accused, for the first thing, once you have been accused, the first thing is to resign. The first thing for you to do is to resign, pending investigation. Once the investigation is concluded and you are guilty, a sentence you give me that to also you will be sentenced. But in the zoo, the reverse is the case. The reverse is the case in the Zoological Republic. Now, let us finish this one and then we'll dive into the next segment. We are heading there. The steps we are taking for the actualization of our independent state are stipulated in the UN Charter of People's Right to Self-Determination and above all, within the confines of the international law on human rights, he stated. This come months after ECPA announced that Biafra liberation will be declared on December 2nd, 2024. Despite the call for his arrest and push for his repatriation. This I Tomamu. Let me take that again. Despite the call for his arrest and push for his repatriation, the separatist has continued his quest for Biafra liberation. The person who is writing this will also enjoy the disintegration of the zoo. The person who is writing will also enjoy the disintegration. In fact, let me tell you, the disintegration of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, is for everybody, including the Hausas. I'm telling you, including the Hausas. If the zoo fails to disintegrate as soon as possible, the longer the zoo stays, the higher the number of people that will buy and join their ancestors will become. The risk of buying young, in the zoo here is 99% as long as the zoo remains one entity. What I'm telling you is the truth. God in heaven, witness. In as much as Nigeria remains as an entity, the higher the chance of dying young. If you don't die through military assassination, police assassination, kidnapping, Fulani terrorists, or the main people that constitute the majority of deaths in Nigeria are the Nigerian army and police. Can you imagine that? Can somebody just imagine that? That the law enforcement agency being created to preserve, protect lives and properties of the citizens are the hey, what a shame. Now, because of that, let me play you a video. Because of this, let me play you a video. And I would like any law enforcement agent, or should I say any Nigerian terrorist, to be here. I would like any Nigerian terrorist, either army terrorist, police terrorist, civil defense terrorist, Air Force terrorist, any Nigerian uniform terrorist person should be here. Please, if you are watching from YouTube or Facebook and you are on Twitter, share this broadcast on Twitter and tag any of them. Tag one of them. If you know any account of any terrorist, uniform person in the zoo, please tag them. I want any of them to come here now because I have something to tell them. Very, very important. At least maybe that person could repent and, exonerate himself by resigning and dropping anything that has to do with the terrorist, organization called the Nigeria Armed Forces. Now, let us first video which the Prime Minister posted a couple of hours ago today. There is something that I want us to pick from this video. Very, very important, please. Now, pay attention.
How many people How many people soldier go kill? Soldier go kill. How many people soldier go kill? Soldier go kill. How many people soldier go kill? Hey, kill us tire.
Now, I did not just want to play this video for you just like that. There's a reason why I played this very video for you. In Abata, made the needful. Once you are joining me, please do the needful, like, and of course, inform others that we are live by, of course, sharing the broadcast. Very, very important. Now, the reason why I had to play this very video is because, pay attention, my people. The video that I played is, let me not say Ilibinu, Edo people protesting. I'm going to use that word, Ilibinu's letter. Ilibinu will come later, not now. So these are Edo people protesting today after the election was rigged and announced to the public by INEC. They said that the APC man has won the election in Edo State. So as it stands today, APC candidate is the governor-elect in Edo State. So there is another Imo coming in Edo. Another Imo is about to happen in Edo State. So they don't know how it happened. You see the one that happened in the old Abia. APC does not know how it happened. It was like magic that somebody who is not APC man won the governorship of the old Abia State. It's a great shame to them. They have sworn never to allow such a thing to happen again. APC, the worst thing that has ever happened to the people of the zoo is the emergence of APC as a political party and even to becoming the ruling party. That is the devil that has happened to Nigeria. The devil that has happened to Nigeria. That is APC. But to us Biafrans, that is beneficial to us. Because once the chaos continues, the disintegration of the zoo becomes imminent. I want you to mark it somewhere. Because the zoo can never disintegrate when things are going right. It's not possible. Nobody would like to leave. Although our own is different because our own is an ideology. But in plain terms, when things are going fine, there is every possibility of everybody wanting to be there because things are working. You see America today. America is great. America is great. America is great because things are working. If things go south tomorrow, some people would want to secede from America. That is how it is. So now, the reason why I play this very video is because the citizens are singing to the law enforcement agents, asking them, how many people will you kill? And they said, then go kill us tire, then go buy us tire. The citizens are singing, they are there. Remember that whether they are soldiers or police, they are there. Look at them. The soldiers are there. This one here is police. This one here is soldier. This one here is soldier. This one here is soldier. If you follow the mouse, you see it properly. It's a shame I cannot zoom it because this is video. This man here is a soldier. He's an army officer. This one here is an army officer. This one here is an army officer. This one is police. And this one is police. Now the citizens, you know, when I watched the video, I was shedding tears. I was like crying. I was asking myself, oh God, what is this? They are not even ashamed. Those that they were being constituted to protect. The people that they were constituted to protect are the people asking them, how many will you buy? They will say, "Oh, I go buy your tire." That means they are the machineries. They are in fact, Once you see an army officer of the Nigeria Federation, know that you are seeing death. Once you see a policeman, I want you to know today, in case you are not aware, once you see a police officer in Nigeria, you must have it in mind that this is your death. So it's either you skate through or you buy. Once you see an army officer in the zoo in Nigeria, have it in mind that you are just looking at your death, because he can buy you at any given time. He can buy you at any given time. Don't tell me, hey, there are good ones. No, I don't want to hear any nonsense like that. There is absolutely nothing like that. If you are good, you cannot go and work with terrorists. You can never, if you are good at heart, you can never join yourself with a terrorist. So don't tell, nobody should ever tell me there are good ones. There is no good one, whether Igbo man or Hausa, no good one, no any good policeman, no any good army officer. Once you see anybody in black uniform or that khaki, know it very well that you are looking at any place if rofa, whether mafe bumoto, mafe joba, any place if ronya Nigeria, mara no you are just looking at your death. Either na gafelo, na edin do gafe or na enwurudia, because they have been, mentally, fixed to buy any Nigerian person they see. All these ones standing here now, what they are waiting for is just phone call. Apofa ni igwe now. If was there no tum osu osana eme. Oh, recently now, didn't you see videos of end bad governance protest? Did you not see the videos? Oh, melonke bazwa recently. So what I'm saying is not just propaganda, but it is something happening on a daily basis. So the zoo law enforcement agents or agencies have contributed over 90% of deaths in Nigeria. That is unbelievable, unacceptable, and in fact, you can never imagine it. Unimaginable. The citizens who came out to protest against the election that was rigged were singing to the Nigerian police and army, how many people will you buy? That song alone has destroyed. If such a thing happened in Europe, there will be a restructuring in the military or security architecture. There will be immediate restructuring. Many people will be removed. Many will go to jail. If such song is sung in Europe, many will go to jail. In security, they will investigate to know how come citizens are asking the army, how many people will you buy? Una go buy your tire, meaning they don't buy them long ago. They have been buying them. And you hear Musa coming on the television begging people to support them. Who will support you? You want to support Nigerian army to die for them to come and buy you tomorrow? You want to support the police for them to come and buy you tomorrow? Like seriously, nobody will support you because they know that you are their end. You are their end. You are their end. Now for the Ilibinu, before we will now move into the men, one of the main matters that we have come here to do this evening. For the Ilibinus, let me anger you a little bit. Those of you who say, and remember this video that I just played now is from they say a don't be Lagos, right? Although I don't have business with their politics or whatever. But for those that say Edo no be Lagos, I want us, you people should come and tell us whether has Edo finally become Lagos? Has Edo finally become Lagos? Because when I told us that Edo no be Lagos, we want to know if Edo has finally become Lagos. Now, for the Ilibinus, those of you who say do your Biafra for your 5 plot of land, if you have ever thought that Biafra is for the 5 plot of land, as you called us, we have accepted, no problem. We have 5 plot of land, no problem. If you think say you the pepper us? No. Do you think that you are doing us? No. You can never do us. I even had some, they were analyzing. They say the entire Southeast is smaller than Edo State alone. That Edo State is bigger than the entire Southeast. I look at them, I say, fools. And if somebody who is not, enlightened, well informed, listening to this useless analysis, they will believe it. They'll just believe it. They'll say Edo State is bigger than the entire Southeast region. I say, okay, fine. First of all, we are not Southeast. We have absolutely nothing to do with Southeast. We are Biafrans. If you want to talk about those that live in those old defunct states, then you can call us Igbos. But we are not just there alone. We are even there in Edo State. Igbos are in Edo. You can't stop it. You can't. But for the Libinus, those who say go and do your Biafra and your 5 plot of land, this video is for you, and I want you to enjoy it.
Money, you work at those states. Biafra making, Akikere, Mafekezinya, Mafeke voting. Enebonache, Nelson Manache, Gudomi Gudu. Ewa Mugbenya, Biafra Mareke, Maya, Yoki, Nigeria. So, a market voti is not revoking. Akida girl revoking will be not Savonia. Because I do. Invoking Nigerian is Zuri, Yogi, Ida Mua, Ida Hinda, a kick again, Naya, Bakatake, on a kick better be careful. Wakida Gonya, it will be some do. You will come Wakida again.
Now, if you know you are going to comment later on, when I open the line for people to comment, I want you to be writing down the topics that I'm treating this evening so that when you are coming in, you know which one you want to choke your mouth. Very, very important. So for those who say we are doing, we should carry our Biafra, Biafra. I want you to know that we are not pained. Whichever name you call us, no problem. We are not pained. Those of you who say we should take our Biafra to our 5 plots of land, and you are saying that you are from Edo, I want you to know that Biafra government in exile has a government existing in your own Edo. Can you beat that? Go transformer. If you the verse, go and hug transformer. We have no any apology to anybody. If you say carry your Biafra to your 5 plot of land, I want you to know that Biafra government is there with you in Edo State. We have Biafra de facto government in that your own Edo. Go and hug transformer. As you can see, the video does not lie. We are voting. Edo people are voting for Biafra exit as is happening today. You can see the video. Somebody said that is my dialect they are speaking now. Sandra Oriaki, Sandra Oriaki, what dialect is that? Let me read your first comment. Don't mind them. Biafra, my boy. I don't know how old are you. You are calling me your boy. We are going. I am an Esha. Oh, Esha. You are Esha woman. Okay, God bless you. Esha woman. Thank you, Sandra Oriaki, but I'm not a boy. Thank you for that comment. She said that this is her language. This is Esha. So if you say that Biafra, as you call us, is for 5 plot of land, I want you to know today that there in your own giant Edo, we are counting our vote there today. As we are counting your fraudulent election under the zoo, whereby you voted for somebody and they have taken it to a APC man, we are counting our own Biafra election in your own Edo. You can't beat that. You can never do anything. The worst part is that we have no any apology to anybody. Because of what? We are doing the right thing and the people are supporting us. They have given us their mandate. Go and check the records. All the people leading you today in the zoo, be it federal level, at the state level, at the local government level, go and check the record. None of them has the full mandate of the people, starting from the Mr. President. Starting from Mr. President, none, I said none, but none of them, not even one person, has the full mandate of the people. No one. Those that we are partially given the mandate were rigged out of the equation. They are not there. It happened today in Edo State. Those that have been partially given the mandate by the people, just small mandate, because not everybody came out to vote. As everybody is coming out to vote for Biafra exit, not everybody is coming out to vote for the zoo. So those who have been partially given the mandate have all been rigged out of the equation. They are not there. Go and check it. Those of them, all of them from A to Z, all the people leading you today are people who stole mandate. No one is giving mandate. So that's why when we are marching, we are marching. Anybody not choose, I am march Ayanisi. I march Ayanisi because we have the mandate of the people. Onyen ne adunyeloli ne joba abari domoru. Mad people everywhere. Now let us go straight into one of the main matters that have brought us here this evening. Some people will, because I was reading the comments, you know, I think that was the last pre-recorded, if I'm not mistaken, maybe last or second to the last pre-recorded broadcast that I made on Friday. I read some comments where people believe in Afaka Semalo, those who know better than every other person, were busy, correcting me. Many of them were telling me, oh no, Biafra unite. Oh no, Musa is a Christian. No, Musa is talking about the terrorists taking over. No, you got it all wrong. You got it all wrong. I want to tell you something. Now, this is going to be the second to the last segment of our broadcast this evening. You got it all wrong. Those of you who are, some of you did not comment, but you are confused. Some of you did not comment, but you are not convinced. You are confused of what Musa is trying to say. I want you to pay attention, please. Please, can you hear my voice? If you can hear my voice, let me know in the comment section, please. Let me know in the comment section if my voice is loud and clear before we proceed with this all-important analysis. If my voice is coming out clear from wherever you're watching from, whether Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're watching from, please let me know in the comment section before we proceed to clarify this. We're not going to dwell much in this. This very video will be played straight, and then I will analyze it at a certain, when it gets to a certain point.
So how do you respond to those who say the military is giving excuses, CDS? There are criticisms from figures like retired General Theophilus Danjuma, who says the military cannot continue to give excuses. There are criticisms from individuals like the Zamfara state governor, who says, you know where the bandits are. But as a state governor, he's limited. And so the federal government should do that. I mean, you answer to the federal government. So if you do know where the bandits are, like the Zamfara governor claims, and that there should be no excuses, like retired General Theophilus Danjuma is saying, how do you explain to Nigerians that these are not just excuses you are giving?
Well,
before we allow Musa to speak, I want you to remember the question. I want you to remember the question that the military is giving excuses. The military is giving excuses. And they have been accused. Listen, it is good that you understand the question properly for those who have commented or those who are a kind of confused with what Musa said. Right? If you are confused or you're skeptical, you don't understand, pay attention. The question is about the military. That what do you have to tell to Nigerians about the excuses of the military? Because the military has been accused by Theophilus Danjuma, and he said that the military should not continue to give excuses. That is from Theophilus Danjuma, a former military general. Now, from the current governor, the sitting governor of Zamfara State, says that the same military knows where the bandits and terrorists are. Why the military gives excuses? No, now, listen to me.
We know that the armed forces of Nigeria is highly professional. We will never give excuses. We are only telling you the realities on ground. It's not an excuse that the whole network is 200 and something thousand square kilometers. It is massive. You need a lot to be able to address those issues. And then the worst part of it is that people need to understand fighting insurgency is not like conventional warfare. Conventional warfare, you know the enemy. Insurgency, you don't. That person that you think is innocent and doesn't have anything is the person that really want to kill you, is the one doing these things. Now, we know that they are in Nigeria. Where in Nigeria is another thing. Most times, because of the vast nature of the area, once people see them at a particular area, before the information is relayed to us, sometimes it takes 4 or 5 hours, sometimes 24 hours. These guys are mobile. And because most of that area that you see is covered by forest, so by the time they go under the forest, even your surveillance drones cannot see them. So it takes a lot. And because they don't remain at a particular land, they are always moving. That's where we are seeking for the support of the individual, because people see them. And as soon as they see them, once they report that, we'll be able to take action immediately. Now, don't forget, fighting asymmetric warfare, military role is just about 20-25% of the solution. 75 to 80% of the solution is with good governance, because preventive measures are better than you being reactive.
Now, I want you to pay attention, please, because there's a confusion in the comment section of that previous broadcast, pre-recorded broadcast. This man has taken the question. Listen, let me clarify this, please. I am not antagonizing Musa. He's of course he's a terrorist. He's a terrorist commander, because Nigerian Army is a terrorist organization. So what he said is true too. Because if I know here, what we say here is the truth. Winning the war against the terrorism, especially this one of Fulani terrorists, is not actually or directly the government, giving the people good governance. So that one, Musa erred. Musa made a great error there, because he is trying to shield and protect the terrorist. Because we all know that the agenda of the terrorist is the conquest. Is the conquest of other ethnic groups in the zoo for them to take it over. That is the ideology, the idea of the terror, of the Fulani terrorists. It's not just about bad governance or, hunger. But Musa, when you talk about other criminalities like armed robbery or, group of people doing kidnapping, you can say that one, good governance can help to mitigate that one, because when people are well employed, gainfully employed, and have good things they are doing, being occupied with good jobs, good salaries, everything is affordable, then at least at least many number of people will not like to, go into criminal activities. They would like to concentrate. So, but that is when you are telling me about the normal crime that is being committed on a regular basis. Not for this Fulani ideology, the Fulani idea, the Usman Danfodio idea of conquering Nigeria and dipping his Quran in Atlantic Ocean. Not that one. That one, there is no any amount of good governance that can stop it. It is only the disintegration of the zoo can stop it. Only. It has only one solution. I said only one solution. The disintegration of the zoo. So, now, what was the issue there that caused the commotion? Is that Musa, I told you that Musa is gearing up. Musa is preparing to take over the zoo and be the next military head of state in the zoo, which the title said, Musa hints at military takeover of the government. So for him now to divert from the question to good governance, I have talked about this sometime in the past, and I am talking about it again because this is a new video. Now let's go.
What we are doing now is reacting to it because it has already been there. Again, we have social issues on the country. There's a lot of hunger, a lot of unemployment, a lot of illiteracy that is on. So it's easier. I can bet you in every week we take over thousands of them, but they still keep coming. Why? Because we have so many of them. We will have to look at population explosion. There are a lot of people that have nothing doing. And these guys could easily entice them, give them peanuts, and then they will be able to join them. And so that's why I said it's a holistic thing that we need to do. Now, I tell you, a lot of these locations where you have improvised explosive devices, these are the major challenges we're having now in the fight against insurgency. If your men step on any of these mines, the vehicle in it is destroyed, all the occupants are dead. Now, how do you stop that? If we have good roads. If you have good roads, you don't have to worry about that. Your troops can really react as quickly as possible. Reinforcement is easier. Logistics could be moved quite easily. So you see, it makes it a lot easier. Now,
how do you react to that if you have good roads? The military does not build good roads. The government does. So Musa is indirectly preparing the minds of those that call themselves Nigerians for what is yet to come. Pay attention, please. Like as I told you, we listen and analyze people's words even more than the one they did not speak. There's this one when you want to say it, you realize the damages it might cause in the public, and then you say, no, let me not say this one. But with the ones you have said already, we can be able to analyze that one that you have prevented your mouth from saying. That's how we work.
What you do is that if you see a situation where you have terrorists maybe operating 10 kilometers away, because of these IEDs, you dare not speed up to go there. If you do that and you step on any minefield, you are gone. We do not have those modern IED, counter-IED equipment that could detect probably using drones across. So what do we have to do? We have to go on foot and cover every inch of the ground. So you can imagine trekking, scanning every inch of the ground for 10 kilometers. How many hours will that take you to? But men, the troops are doing the best they can. And I can...
Did you hear that? The troops are doing the best they can. Hold that, because we are heading there now.
I guarantee you we are committed. We'll continue to do what we're doing. And with the support of every Nigerian, it's important. And that's why I need to call on Nigerians.
Remember, he is now talking about the troops, the army, the Zu Janjaweed army. He has told you about those he called terrorists, their boys in the bush, what they can do, how they, lay ambush and everything with the IEDs and all that. He has also told you about the good governance, building good roads, to enable them to fight, to ride their armored tanks to wherever. Now he is telling you about the troops. So pay attention.
I've had a number of times people insulting members of the armed forces or the security forces. I think nobody will be happy with that.
Let me tell you,
are human. Need to be doing the best they can. And imagine trekking, scanning every inch of the ground for 10 kilometers. How many hours will that take you to? But men, the troops are doing the best they can.
But men, the troops are doing the best they can. Pay attention, please.
I can guarantee you we are committed. We'll continue to do what we're doing. And with the support of every Nigerian, it's important. And that's why I need to call on Nigerians. I've had a number of times people insulting members of the armed forces or the security forces. I think nobody will be happy with that. We are humans. We deal with the morale of the mind. If you are protecting individuals and you get those insults.
Did you hear that? He said people have been insulted. Remember, he's responding to the comments of the governor, the Zamfara state governor, and the former military general, Dan Juma. Remember, because they, they did not just insult the army, but they accused the army. They accused the army. So pay attention.
We deal with the morale of the mind. If you are protecting individuals and you get those insults, it discourages you from wanting to do more. And that's why it's important for people to know that these guys have families. They're equally Nigerian. They will have been in their homes, at home.
Which is the soldiers. These people, he's telling those accusing them, demoralizing them, that these people who are fighting have also families, that they could equally be in their own houses with their family members. He is talking about the Nigerian soldiers, the military. Now pay attention.
Sitting down with their families. Some have not seen their families for months. Yet, whether it is raining, whether it is dust, or whatever the situation is, they are sitting down there, they have sworn to an oath to stay awake so that Nigerians could sleep.
They have sworn an oath to stay awake so that Nigerians could sleep. He is still talking about the military, the soldiers, the military personnel. I'm analyzing this for those who were confused, because I could see a lot of, conversation that very broadcast generated. So please pay attention.
I think the least we could do is to support them. If they make mistakes, yes, let's bring it, but let's not insult them. And I think that's a wrong thing for people to do. So I want to appeal to Nigerians. Let us come together, support them, because without them, all of us sitting there in our homes, eating and drinking, it's not going to be possible. And let me tell you, the alternatives are more disastrous, because if they take over, I can guarantee you nobody will be free.
Bam. That is not the confusion. That is the confusion. You see, he said that the alternatives, let me take it back.
Eating and drinking, it's not going to be possible. And let me tell you, the alternatives are more disastrous, because
the alternatives are more disastrous. What is the alternative? He's talking about the soldiers, so the military, the army. He said the alternatives, because those who are insulting the Janjaweed, demoralizing them, without knowing that it is because of this Janjaweed, according to Musa, who have sworn an oath to be awake, to stay awake while they sleep in their houses, in their various homes. He said that the alternatives are very, very, what did he say? Very, very what?
And drinking, it's not going to be possible. And let me tell you, the alternatives are more disastrous, because
the alternatives are more disastrous because if they take over, because if they take over, nobody will be free. He did not say they are going to buy everybody. He did not say they are going to chase people from their village, from their ancestral homes, because this is what the terrorists do. He did not say they are going to turn everybody into Allah Akbar, because that is what the terrorists do. He said, nobody will be free of free speech, free of association, free of organization, free as the democracy, so-called democracy, could offer. That is what Musa is talking about. Because if they take over
and drinking, it's not going to be possible. And let me tell you, the alternatives are more disastrous, because if they take over, I can guarantee you nobody will be free. So it's very, very important. And that's why I want to make that very clear for Nigerians to understand that because you have your sitting there in your comfort and enjoying yourself, you think those guys don't matter. They have families. If you go to hospitals, you see some of them amputated. Some have died. What happens to them? Always remember, put yourself in their place. If you were the one there, how will you feel?
So I believe it's very clear to those who were confused, because we are now heading into the main matter that brought us here today. I hope it's very, very clear for those who were confused that he was talking about the terrorists, if terrorists take over. And let me tell you, a military general can never, ever, even though that is their own ideology. Let me make it clear today. We all know that the ideology of these military generals and northern politicians is for the north. Sorry, not the north, for the Fulani, because I think I will still play that video for you again. Another video. The ideology, the idea of every northern politician or military general is for the terrorists to take over Nigeria. Pay attention. What I'm saying now is quite confusing if you don't pay attention. Military generals, including the nobodies in the north, is for the terrorists to take over the north. When I say terrorists, I'm talking about what they called, what was the name they call it? Sharia or whatever they call it. Yeah. Now, that is what I call the terrorists taking over. I'll play you another video over that issue. So, but a military general, and remember, they are not calling it terrorists taking over. They are not calling it that. It's like what this man said, the former Kaduna state governor. What's the name? El Rufai. It's like what El Rufai said, that the reason they brought Tinubu and, what's the name of that man? Kashin Shetima, which they call Muslim ticket. The reason why they brought them is for them to take over. So I am the one who is saying it's for the terrorists to take over, because that is what they breed. They breed terrorists. So, but in their own eyes, is for them to take over and make sure that everybody na kuisinane. That everybody bows their head. That is their passion, their desire to do in, that is what they desire to do in Nigeria. But let me tell you, a military general cannot in any way come to the public and give you an alternative of terrorists taking over government. I don't know if you're paying attention. There is no assumption. For those of you who are saying he's talking about the terrorists taking over, shame. It's a big shame for you to even contemplate on that. A military general can never, ever give you such alternative. He can't even mention it. The terrorist taking over the government in the country where he's a general. He can never, ever give you such alternative. It is not acceptable. Nobody, no military personnel, no military man, not even general, no ordinary soldier, corporal or lance corporal, I think that's what they call them, lance corporal, ordinary corporal, cannot in any way assume such, situation or scenario. It's not possible. Talk more of a general. Talking about alternative of Boko Haram taking over the country's government. It is impossible. Now, he can never say that. How do you reason? He can never say that. It is impossible for him to say it. Apart from even analyzing it based on what he said and all that, it is impossible for a general to say such a thing. He can't even make such mistake. So Musa is hinting. In fact, Musa is just giving you a hint, a clue of what is about to happen. And remember that I told you that Musa will be on a safe side because he is not the one to carry out the coup. His boys will carry out the coup. But if they succeed, they will hand over to him. He's preparing. Musa is preparing. The only problem he has now is the chief of army staff, Labaja. I have said it before. The problem Musa has today to oust Tinubu is Labaja. Once they manage to clip the wings of Labaja, Musa has become the next military head of state in Nigeria. I'm telling you, if Nagwagi pure, the Kwayo mark it somewhere. It is not a prophecy. Mark it somewhere. It has nothing to do with prophecy. Mark it somewhere. Now, let us go straight into the main matter, which is going to be the last matter to treat this evening. And of course, this is exactly what has the main thing that has brought us here this evening. So we are going to delve straight into it. If you haven't liked the broadcast, I don't know what you're waiting for. Our time na kukwalopo. Our time na kukwalopo. I want us to stay for 2 hours. We have already stayed almost 1 hour, 30 minutes. All right. I'm going to read this very, information from a Zoo Media, known as, of course, Daily Post Nigeria. They said, Biafra, Nigeria's representative at AU Commission blocked our petition, EPA claims. This is today, afternoon, evening, depending on where you're listening from, where you're watching from, today, this evening. Now, the Simon Ekpa-led Biafra government in exile, Biafra Republic government in exile, BRGIE, has alleged that its petition on Biafra's declaration for self-rule to the African Commission on Human and People's Rights, an organ of African Union, was blocked unjustly by the Commission's acting Secretary General and Nigeria's representative, Abiola Idowu-Ojo. There's evidence to this. There is an evidence to this. Recall that a couple of months back, the Biafra Republic government in exile sent a petitioned African Union Commission. That very petition, we talked about it. We read it in the news. And I'm sure many of you are aware of it. So there's no need of taking us back to start bringing back the petition itself, because we have already treated that matter. So that very petition carried a lot of things. It has, the human rights abuses of Biafran people by Nigerian government. It has marginalization of Biafran people by the Nigerian government. It has the ongoing Biafra self-referendum, which has recorded over 50 million people, 50 million votes. It has also, above all, it has the upcoming December 2nd, 2024 Biafra Declaration in Helsinki. So it was a petition to us, as far as we are concerned. That petition was just to inform the African Union of what we are about to do. You know, ọ bụ na nwatakịrị pụta na-ebe akwa n'iru nna ya, nna ya ajụ ya ka ife melụ gị. Osizi na nya galụ na be papa nke papa Okechukwu, ọ na ọ galụ na nke Okechukwu fa, Okechukwu wee kụọ ya ife na ka o ji wee bewa mpa ya ajụ ya egwakwalụ m before ị gawa, ọkwa mụ na gị nọ n'ụlọ ebe a. Here. Why didn't you tell me before you went? So, mana ọ bụ na ọgwa mpa ya na ọ chọrọ ịga na nke Okechukwu, oluzie na nke Okechukwu fa, wee buru anya mmiri wee natawa, mpa ya aga. Mpa ya aga jụọ Okechukwu, why did you beat my son? So if I abụ to alert the African Union, to let them know what we're about to do, to give them information that this is what we're about to do, so that tomorrow they will know that, yes, we did the right thing. When we sent the petition, when we petitioned them, we were not expecting the African Union to come and say, from today we have disintegrated the zoo. From today, Nigeria is broken. No, we were not expecting that. We were not expecting that. But tomorrow they will know that Biafra government petitioned them. It has been recorded. Now let's continue. Ekpa, excuse me. Ekpa, self-acclaimed Prime Minister of BRGIE, made the claim in a statement posted on his X account today, Monday. According to him, despite the response received on the 19th of June, the Commission had allegedly trashed its petition for Biafra liberation amid rights abuses against Biafrans. Did you get that? Remember, we recorded we broadcasted the news of the response from the African Union when our petition was received in the month of June. In the month of June. Now, after responding to us that our petition has been received, which the Prime Minister even talked about with our lawyer, our representative, our legal representative, which was even televised. Today, we are getting the news that they have trashed our petition. They did not trash our petition for us to go and hug Nigeria as we are now one, no? Because in the first place, we were not expecting them to come and disintegrate the zoo. We were not expecting that. But I'll tell you something. Let's continue. Ekpa stressed that the reason given for not acting on the BRGIE petition was unfair and the Commission had defaulted on its own rules. The Commission has defaulted on its own rules. Are you paying attention? The Commission has defaulted on its own rules. So, who are the people making the rules? in African Union? Who are the top, of officials at the African Union? If there's anything like a permanent, what do you have? You have it in the United Nations, permanent security, permanent something. Can somebody help me in the comment section, please? There's what they call permanent. Britain has it. America has it. All these top countries have a permanent security something in the in the United Nations. What do you call it? There's something they call permanent something. I forgot it already. I have forgotten it. So, if there is anything like that in African Union, you expect Nigeria to be among those who will not just have permanent seat, but also among those who will appoint those who will have permanent seat. Are you getting what I'm saying? So all these things we knew. All these things we knew. We knew before the petition was, was sent. So we knew that the zoo does not only have the permanent seat for their Security Council, but among those that will appoint those or elect those who will join them to have their own permanent seat. We knew. So we also know that the people who will look into that petition, we also know that the zoo representatives are among those that will look into the petition. And we are not expecting them to judge the case against themselves. It is not possible. So I want you to pay attention and pick every single thing that I'm saying. Nobody in this Biafra movement expecting African Union, forget about African, expecting the zoo representatives in African Union to judge the case against itself. It's not possible. So we knew. But let's continue. He claimed that the development may escalate tensions in the region as impunity and injustice thrive. This very word here is so significant. This word here, very, very significant. I wish the African Union, the other member states that make up African Union, could pay attention to this singular word being spoken by the Biafra Prime Minister, Mazi Samanek Banjoko, His Excellency. I wish that other African Union member states could pay attention to this, that this very development may escalate tensions in the region as impunity and injustice thrive. I wish one of them is listening. I hope that they are listening. I hope. Because if African Union, this is in-house, we are not talking about the European Union now. We are not talking about the Asian Union now. We are not talking about the United Nations now. We are talking about African Union, which is where we belong. African Union. So if they fail to fix their home anywhere, am I expecting them to fix their home when no country in Africa is existing? When there is no country existing in Africa. So how am I anywhere? Let me just continue. Because well, do we have any country in Africa? Like, seriously? No one, not even one. Not even one. when you try to, give an example, maybe with South Africa as a, partially developed country in Africa, more developed than every other country in Africa, you still look at what is going on there. You say, oh my goodness me, okay, how do we begin to write Africa? And not only what is going on there, you look at the way the British came and create. You can't create country for us in Africa. That is the biggest problem we have in Africa today. The biggest issue we have in Africa today is because we don't have a nation. There is no nation in Africa. All the entities you have here were all created, were all man-made. And not just man-made. It is better that a group of people come together and create their own country than people coming from people coming from far away, coming here and create a country for us. It is not going to be accepted, can never be accepted. Genuine minds can never accept it. So is unfortunate. So nobody to call, because let me tell you, if you say let me call on Ethiopia to come and intervene, Ethiopia cannot advise the zoo, because in Ethiopia people are still fighting to secede. People are, as I'm talking to you now, people are fighting to secede. Ethiopia has not even recovered from the exit of Eritrea. Because if you check the map, you see that Eritrea actually blocked Ethiopia from the Indian Ocean. Therefore, Ethiopia, if Ethiopia wants to import, they have to import either through Somalia or through, Eritrea. And another country, Tigray, it's called Tigray or something like that. Another nation inside Ethiopia are still fighting to secede. Tigray, if I'm not mistaken, but that name is the same. It's like that. They are called Tigray. They are into armed struggle as I'm speaking to you now to secede from Ethiopia. Can somebody help me with that name? Tigray, something Tigray. So you can't call Ethiopia. Are you going to call Kenya? We are not in good terms with Kenya, based on what they did to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our leader. We can't mention them. Apart from that, Kenya is unstable. You saw what happened couple of months ago, which the protests almost resulted into revolution. So they have not even recovered from, that incident. Are you going to call Tanzania? Tanzania, of course, supported and recognized Biafra during in 60s. But do they really have that capacity? Do they have that that level to speak, and the zoo will listen, or other African nations will listen? I don't think so. Should they call Congo? Congo is under turmoil. You cannot call Congo. Should we call South Africa, who's supposed to be by default the giant of Africa today? By default, I said by default, the giant of Africa. But can you call South Africa? Can you really call South Africa to come to our rescue? They will look at themselves. They know how they are being created. They know how they are being created. So you know how you are created, and you want to come and help another person to to disintegrate another country that is being created like you. So you when you look at left and right, are we going north? Should we go to the north? Who are we going to call in the north to come? So we have no. I'm telling you, we are on our own. That's why it is very, very important that every Biafran support this movement financially. I said financially. Very, very imperative. If you're a Biafran and you are not doing anything, you are just there, Ekobaka. Somebody called me on phone some days ago. You know, I'm a very, very fantastic listener. I'm a very, very fantastic. I listen so much. I'm a very good listener. He was talking, I was listening to him. No interruption. When he was done talking, he said that unfortunately that he has not started. He said he's a very good follower of my programs, that he has not started supporting the movement financially. I said why? He said because the job he's doing, he's not getting a lot of money, and he wants to finance his wife's education to graduate, for her to graduate. When she graduates, then she will start working. And the wife is here. The wife is in the zoo. The wife is still in school, has not graduated. And after graduation, with your certificate in the zoo, you start looking for a job. You don't know where you can end up, especially if you don't have a godfather. You see? So I asked him, oh, so let us assume that all the people who are supposed to finance this very struggle to the logical conclusion are people like you. Let us assume that everybody is like you. So we have to wait until your wife is graduated. After your wife is graduated and find a job, begin to work, then you begin to support the hey, that is when now we will now say, okay, Biafrans, come, our people are now ready to support us, to push us to financially to restore Biafra. We'll now begin to call our people, come, let us continue. It is not done that way. If you are working now and you are getting, even if you are getting 100 euro in a week, especially those of you that live in abroad, even those of us that live here in this, you must do something. Let me tell you, I told that man that, listen, when you go to the website, there are categories, and you can select whichever amount you can be supporting with, which cannot, stop you from taking responsibility at home as a family man. There are categories. Even $5 is there. Even as little as it is, $5 is there. $10 is there. Are you telling me that if you are putting $10 on a weekly basis, or you are putting $5 on a weekly basis because you don't have money, and then you can no longer be able to train your wife to graduate to school? And then I actually talked sense into him. He felt remorse, and he asked me to send him the link to Biafra government website. And I'm very certain, I believe that by now he is a financial supporter of this very movement. So when you look around Africa, you see that there's nothing, my brothers and sisters, nothing. We're on our own. It is only us, our own, will support us to be free from this enslavement. I'm telling you the truth. No other person. No other person. Because I just gave you instances of the countries we have here in Africa. Which one? Is it Ghana? Are you going to call Ghana to come to your rescue? To push the zoo, to tell the zoo to leave them? Ghana cannot do that. Now we go do them by ourselves. Okay, ICC. Maybe they don't sue us to ICC. When we go to ICC, we'll talk about it. We argue it by law. Now, the Biafra government wants to officially inform the Biafra people and the world that the Nigerian representative, Abiola Idowu-Ojo, at the African court has trashed the filing of the Biafra government. I will show you who is that Idowu-Ojo. Idowojo Abiola. Another Fonja woman. Another Fonja woman. After their shower, Dabiri. Now we have another Fonja again. I want to tell our Fonja that Tinubu, being the illegitimate, is it poster man? Should I call it poster boy, or should I call it enlarged picture? Yeah, picture frame in Asorok. Tinubu, being a picture frame in Asorok, does not give you a better life under the Zoological Republic. I want to tell Afonja that the only thing you can benefit from Tinubu, if you are working with him, is the stolen money that he's going to share and wire into your account. It is only those who do not care about the well-being of their own people can support Tinubu. Only those. I said only those who do not care about the well-being of their own people can support Tinubu. Can support the zoo, not even Tinubu, can support the zoo to continue. I bumped into one TikTok live sometime in the past, couple of days ago. Somebody came there and said that Nigeria can never be better. They nearly buy that person. I look at the people there, Afonja. Then if they were opportune to catch that person alive, they would have buyed him immediately. And some fools from Middle Belt were also there. Even with what Fulanis are doing in their own ancestral land, they still believe that one day, somehow, someday, the zoo will be better. Then, this development will escalate the tension in the region. It is corruption and impunity taken to the highest level at the AU by the Nigeria state appointee. Yes, that is the truth. That is the truth. This is corruption taken to the highest standard, to the highest level. And those countries, their representatives that I have mentioned, were there moping at one Afonja woman, one highly corrupt individual trashed the petition that Biafra government sent to the African Union. You remember the name African Union, not Nigerian Union. So it is only corruption. Those who are also corrupt, like the Afonja woman, will be there moping and allow such impunity to thrive in African Union. That is unbelievable. Then we successfully filed the communication on the 23rd of May 2024, and on the 19th of June, we received the response that the commission will not be seized. The reason being the failure to comply with Rule 115, bracket 2, bracket B of the 2020 Rules of Procedure. When you check the Rules of Procedure, failure to comply with Rule number 15, 2D, subsequently requires Rule 15, bracket 4 to be fulfilled, and not the response we got, he wrote. ECMA demanded further explanation on why the petition was not attended to by the Commission. Further investigation reveals that the secretary to the Commission is a Nigerian, Abiola Idowojo, and has violated the rules of procedure which she amended according to the Center for Human Rights at the University of Pretoria. Now, now what the go? You see how they are shooting themselves in the foot. The same woman that threw our petition away in the AU is still the same woman that amended the procedure at the University of Pretoria. This procedure is, the procedure, what you need to do, the procedure you need to follow in order for you to send a petition to the African, Union Court, or African AU Commission, African Union Commission. The procedure which the BRGIE followed perfectly well, and a response was, given and acknowledged by the BRGIE that the AU Commission has responded to our petition, pending, the battle ahead. And then boom, Abiola Idowu Ojo came all the way from nowhere after amending the same procedure at the University of Pretoria. She now came without any tangible reason, trashed the petition. Because of what? The petition is against the Zoological Republic. And this has proven beyond every reasonable doubt, that the corruption in the zoo and the African Union is at the top, therefore can never be sustained. So anybody who knows what they can do to remove themselves from this bondage is free to do it. The world has seen it. Is a sign, another great sign, because the whole world is watching. What has happened today, America has already seen it. Don't forget that we have representatives in America. As I'm reading it now, America has seen it. The moment the news broke the internet, America has seen it, Europe has seen it. Our prime minister is a representative himself, in Europe. Then our headquarters is in America. So even before this report came to our own platform, like as you are listening now, America got the news immediately already. They have already got it. Europe has already gotten the news. Are you getting it? So it is another opportunity, another right for us to go. There's a new sound now the Prime Minister gave us. Kaboom, kaboom. Kaboom, kaboom. You heard Musa lamenting, right? You heard Musa crying that there are so many places where you have IEDs, where you can't, drive your armor tanks to those places. So the soldiers have to come down from whatever machine they come with and then trek. And as they are trekking, they will be neutralized on a daily basis. As they are coming, they will be. Whether they come with their armor tank, they will be neutralized. Whether they come with barefoot, they will be neutralized. Anything they come with, they will be neutralized. Mazenam Dekanu told them that by the time we start marching, the only thing you can do is to come with your fighter jet and throw bombs from the air. You go back. But if you commit your army, on ground, they'll all go down. It was like a prophecy. I remember when Mazen Dekanu said this, we never had an army. We never had an army. But he said it. How many of you remember? How many of you, let me know those who, how many of you remember when Mazen Dekanu was saying it? Not when we march, you are gone. Because the only thing you will do is to come with your fighter jet and throw bombs from the air. When you are done, because you cannot throw your bomb from morning till the next morning. When you are done throwing your bombs in the air, you go back. But if you commit your soldiers on ground, we'll finish them. How many of you remember? This is one of the iconic words of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He said it. And it's happening today. That's why Musa is lamenting. Musa said that those areas where you have IEDs, you can't drive your marching through those areas. Because once you do, everything is gone. Both the armor tanks, everybody in it is gone. So they have to come down and trek. And as they are trekking, they are falling like flies. They are kissing dust. Now, we have further demanded an explanation as to how the procedure was not followed, and the commission never responded. We have further demanded, before this news now came, the government of Biafra has demanded already, before the news broke the internet, the government of Biafra has demanded for explanation as to how the procedure was not followed and the commission did what? Never responded. Because of what? One Afonja Idowu Ojo. I'll show you her picture later on. Now, we are also taking the matter up, but we decided that the public must become aware, he stated. The development comes as the ECPA-led BRGIE announced December 2nd, 2024 for Biafra Liberation Declaration. The Nigerian government had on several occasions restated its plan to extradite ECPA from Finland. Anytime I read this place, I always laugh. I normally laugh. Now, for those of you who have not seen either the report from the Prime Minister or you haven't seen the picture, I'll show you the picture of that very Afonja woman. But the reason why I read it from, a Zoom media is for any one Nigerianist who are listening to know that this is official. It's an official thing. But everything I read here was actually from the, direct and verified account of the Prime Minister Mazi Samina. So it's official. That's why I'm reading it. If it's not official, I can never read it. So now, let me first of all share the link. Let me share the link, please. I am not receiving calls on WhatsApp as I am not looking at my WhatsApp at the moment. I'm going to share the link to the studio so that those of you who would want to join me live and direct could be able to do so that we, you make your own, contribution based on what we have treated this evening. So let me show you the picture of that very Afonja woman. Meanwhile, the link to the studio has been, of course, posted in the comment section. Whether you're watching from YouTube or you're watching from Facebook, the link is currently on your comment section, so your live chat section, so you can click it and join me live in the studio while I bring the Afonja woman to the screen. Yes. This is the woman in question, the Afonja. This is the Afonja woman. Let me zoom it a little bit. Yes. Now she be this. Now she be this. So we want to send a very important message to her this evening. We want to send a great message to her. Very, very important that she may sleep with it. This is the Afonja woman. Her name is called, let me even remove our title from the screen. Let me remove our title from the screen. Yeah. Her name is Abiola Idowu Ojo. Abiola Idowu Ojo. Wonder shall never end. We have a message for her. If you want to join now. Don't waste time, because we have at least 20 more minutes to be here before we leave. These 20 minutes will be utilized by Biafrans to make comments before we call it a day. Anything you have to tell this woman, the microphone is open for you to say it. Now, moving forward, please. Rising Storm. Sorry, before you continue, anybody who is joining me, make sure you allow your microphone so that you can be able to speak. If your microphone is not allowed, you cannot speak. All right, Rising Sun, please grab the microphone and speak to us.
Oh, yes. Okay. Good evening, my big brother.
You're welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, good evening. May God bless you. May He strengthen you for your good work. I came late. I joined today class. I call it class because he won't use it. I joined today class late. But nevertheless, about this lady, this particular lady, I go through the news today because the news already flashed my listen today. You see what Nigeria is. Nigeria breeds criminals. That is the reality of things in this country. They breed criminals. In fact, Nigeria have graduated in corruption, in evil. So there is nothing they cannot do. Everything is possible to them. You see, this is a collaborating effort and a collaborating brain. I know that most of our Igbo politicians is behind this brain work. They are behind this brain work because this lady didn't just get up and start doing what she's doing or trying to block our legal movement in African this in court. This is brain by our Igbo politicians. They are the ones that are giving them this brain, and they are making use of them to do all this impunity, this evil. They are afraid. The main thing is that they are afraid. They don't want to be exposed to the world, and that is why they are blocking everywhere. They are blocking everywhere. Look at they are the one that write letter to ICC and other international body to patriot our prime minister. Why can't they follow it up? Because they always make a mistake. They find out that they have made a mistake by exposing themselves to going to ICC, writing to ICC to patriot our PM. They find out that they made a mistake. That's why they pull off. Because they know by following it up, the thing will open up their mess. Nigeria is a evil country. Their mess is much. And this thing is catching on them very soon. It will catch on them. May God bless you. This woman here, Bible says whatever a man sow, he will reap. Whatever any work Nigeria is using her to do, she will reap it. Her children will reap it. That is the only thing I want her to understand. Whatever any evil, any impunity that Nigeria are using this woman to do, or using others, even Igbo leaders that are collaborating with them, sowing their hand in evil, impunity, participating and betting evil, God will judge all of them, judge their generation. I pity their generation. Most of their children are not thinking. They are not wise. They don't think future. Because what future have for them, I don't think that these people can escape it. May God bless you. May God bless all of you. May God empower you. Let me give chance so that other people can also contribute. God bless you, sir, for giving me time.
Thank you. Bless you too, my brother. God bless you. All right. Godfrey, please unmute yourself. Godfrey, unmute yourself.
Good evening, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay. Sorry, I joined late, but I've been listening without joining this live streaming. So, but I decided to join now. I want to use this medium, sir, to thank you. I've been following you since the Biafran struggle, since the kidnap of our leader, Mazen Nandekalo. And I want to use this opportunity also to thank our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. So I know I heard what you are saying about the Nigerian zoo politicians blocking the petition from getting to AU. That is what we all have to expect. It's a normal thing they will do. So you will always protect your own. So, but that should not give us a biased mind. No, we shouldn't stop in what we are fighting for. We should even put it aside. We shouldn't even put it into consideration, because normally we cannot get justice from African Union. They will always have their way because of our evil politicians, more especially our Biafran politicians who are still under the zoo, who are still serving the zoo. They have been enslaved, and that enslavement, it will done to them on 2nd December when they will see that Biafra agitation is real. So I want to commend you, sir. And I want to also use this opportunity to thank all the Biafra struggling. They should continue. At the end, victory is ours. God bless you, sir.
Bless you too. At the end, victory is ours for sure. No doubt about that. God bless you. All right. We want to let the woman understand that there is no amount of injustice, there is no amount of crime, corruption, injustice that would deter Biafra. No amount of lies, no amount of biasness can deter Biafra. At first, from beginning, we have never ever expected African Union to come and break the zoo. So whatever she does, anything she likes, let her do. It does not change anything. The freedom for Biafra will definitely continue. The move will continue. The march will continue until we get to the logical conclusion of it. And the only way forward is for us to continue the fight. By the time they will no longer have anywhere to go, we will no longer accept even to go back to the African Union for this same matter. They are the one to send delegates. They will send delegates to Biafra land. Not us going to them. We have done what we're supposed to do. And I want to congratulate the Biafra government for doing that. Divine Precious, please unmute yourself and grab the microphone, please. Everybody, 2 minutes. We are rounding up, please. 2 minutes, everybody.
Good evening, my brother Ikuku himself.
You're welcome.
I am so happy for your efforts. What all you are doing for this restoration of our land is not easy. Every day you are here to help us to understand better. In fact, since all these things is going on, what is in my mind, I've been just like singing, Iye na-enye m ọṅụ, iye na-enye m ọṅụ, na-abụ nwa Biafra o, na mgbe m ga-arapụzu o, aga m enwe n'ọṅụ na Biafra. Because this thing is not just a song that I'm just singing, but there are many things that when I look around, I'll just see a reason to sing it more. Our PM recently said in a space that things more attack is coming. Even this one, now I am not surprised because we know that this thing, just as our leader said, that is the last miracle. What are we expecting? Is it not the same? What he said is what we will be seeing. Even though let's call it end time to understand it better, because when you call it the last miracle or earth, you will not get it better than to say end time. That thing that you have not heard before, that incredible things to happen is already happening. So today, all these they are like saying the whole world. There is no meeting again. There is no discussion again to know how this war would be okay. Even when things that is going on in before, when things are going wrong in Africa, and you see people coming to help. Where are they now? What is happening? Is it not enough to understand the prophecy from our leader, all that he has been saying? I have many things to say, but let me just, because of time. It's just that to tell my fellow Biafrans that you should be happy, because even our PM have been saying it. Congratulations. Anybody that is part of us, congratulations. Joy is coming. When this battle will be over. Oh my God. To ask PM this, if you can help me to say, this our new app that is coming, please, like this
All right, your voice, your network is very, very bad. I don't know if it's from my side, but I don't think it's from my side. I believe it's from your side. So thank you, Divine Precious. God bless you for your contribution, and of course the song that you sang. Thank you. All right, Chidebere, please grab the microphone and unmute yourself.
Hello, good evening, sir.
You're welcome. Go ahead, please. Chidebere, you are welcome. You mute yourself again. I'm going to bring another person, please.
Good evening, sir. Can you hear me now?
Go ahead.
All right. I just want to thank you for the good job that you guys are doing all this while. I thank our able Prime Minister, Mr. Simon Ekpa, for his good job, and also our leader, Mazin Andekanu, who has been in detention for all this while. It's not been easy, but we thank God for people like you who has been doing this job for us. And I'm very happy to see the freedom near. Because in 2015, when we all started in 2015, I never believed, not that I have a shake of mind, but I still believe that something must definitely happen, because the first time our leader went got into the hands of the zoo people, they thought it was all they could do and they would make us back down. But based on the spirit of Biafra, the dead has risen and we cannot die again. We are dead already, because our enemy don't know what is coming. They don't know that the dead are the one controlling us, who are the one living now, and they're fighting for vengeance. And that vengeance we shall have. And Biafra must come and stand. I thank you all very much, and I thank every member, every people who are supporting from the whole world, wherever you are hearing my voice tonight. I say thank you for your support. Both those who are not from Biafra who are supporting. For the fact that freedom is not being bought, it's being given by birth. So we must have our freedom, and so shall it be. In the name of Chukwu Okike Abiyama, the God of Biafra.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Mazi. God bless you for your contribution. All right, I'm going to go straight to Mr. Kennedy, but Mr. Kennedy, before I give you the microphone, permit me to bring something to the screen, please. Just a minute. Just a minute. Because I was talking about this, and it's very, very important that, of course, I play this very video because I was talking about it. At least for those who have not, watched the video, they need to see. And I am happy our Prime Minister has also shared this very video to the Prime Minister of Finland. He has shared the video to the Finnish president. So I'm very certain the Finnish president must have watched the video by this very moment. So let's see it again.
Growing popularity of this man, the governor of Zamfara state. They fear the growing popularity of this man, the governor of Zamfara state, who's risen from obscurity to lead this Islamic revival. 7 other Muslim states have now heeded his call. He says he won't stop until all Nigeria is under Sharia rule.
Do you think Nigeria should become a Sharia nation?
That is my ambition, and that is the ambition of every Muslim in this country.
Did you hear that? I'm not sure you heard it. Remember that this is the governor. This is a governor. This is a governor. Probably, you know that Matawale, I don't even know his face. I don't know if this one is Matawale or this one ruled after, maybe Matawale's predecessor or whatever. I don't know. But I'm not sure. This is not the current governor of Zamfara state. So maybe is Matawale's predecessor. Maybe. I'm just assuming. But what did he say? Listen again.
They fear the growing popularity of this man, the governor of Zamfara state, who's risen from obscurity to lead this Islamic revival.
Look at the police, the national police, protecting a sitting governor as a den. We are talking about national police guiding a sitting and incumbent governor as at that time. And this is what he has to tell the entire world and those who claim to be Nigerians.
7 other Muslim states have now heeded his call. He says he won't stop until all Nigeria is under Sharia rule.
Do you think Nigeria should become a Sharia nation?
That is my ambition, and that is the ambition of every Muslim.
Did you hear that? He said that is his ambition. So the question is, how do you achieve that? That is his ambition and the ambition of his likes, those like him, those that think like him, those that worship like him. So how do you intend to achieve it? Knowing fully well that in the south, even there in the north, there where they are, they have almost 40% Christians there in the north. The entire Northern Zoological Republic is not Muslim. Now, when you come to the south, the side they call Southwest, at least you have out of 100%, population in Southwest, you have at least, let me not be biased, 50% Christian and 50% Muslim. Let me not be biased. Then when you come to the south, where they call Southeast and South put together, we have 100% Christians. I'm not saying maybe you have 1 or 2 persons, who but you have 100% Christians, meaning that Christians in the zoo outweigh the Muslims in the zoo by number. So when a sitting governor sitting and addressing a journalist told you that his decision and the decision of those who pray like him is to make sure that the entire zoological republic does the same thing that they do. Now, the question is very simple. In which way do you intend to achieve this? Very simple question. Very simple question, because you cannot preach to me as a Biafran to be like you. You can't. It's not possible. If you preach, you can preach from year to year, from generation to the next generation. I can never be like you, or then one can never be like you. In this modern world now, you can't deceive me with Bible. Neither will you deceive me with Quran. It is impossible. So you can't preach to me. Even pastors cannot preach to me to be like them, to worship the way they worship. It's not possible. Because I have grown. I know my God. I don't need anybody to take me to God. Nobody, not even, no, I said nobody has the right to take me to God or to lead me to God. It's not possible. Nobody has that right. When I say nobody, I mean nobody. Not even a pastor, not even the biggest pastor in the world, not even the biggest prophet in the world. Nobody has the right to lead me to my God, my own God, my Father, God that created me and created me in his own image after his likeness. A fellow human being like me will come to lead me to him. It's a great shame. That is the biggest shame any human being will never allow. Somebody will come and tell you, come, I want to lead you to Christ. No, you can't. Christ is my Lord and my personal Savior. You have no right to lead me to him because I know him. So having all this knowledge, having come to terms of these realities, having known these things, somebody like me, how do you preach to me to worship like you? Then the question is, how do they intend to achieve that? That is why you see Boko Haram today. That is why you have Al-Qaeda in Maghreb today. That is why you have ISIS in West Africa today. That is why you have ISWAP. That is why you have Fulani Mieti Allah. That is why you have the one they call bandits in Zamfara. That is why you have all of them, including Hisba. They go into the villages. They wipe off the village, wipe out the entire village, and they occupy that village. The Musa who is talking nonsense on media, and the problem, these so-called journalists in the zoo who are aware that there are people living in the IDP camps yearning to go back to their ancestral land and homes. So these journalists in the zoo know very well that the reason why these people are still living in IDP camps till today is because their ancestral land and homes have been occupied by the invaders. And they cannot muster courage to ask Musa, when are you and your men going to not just chase the invaders away, but arrest them, prosecute them, and jail them for terrorism? Because they are still living there now. They are still living there. In Benue State, Fulanis are still living in those villages where they chase those indigenous population out of their own ancestral land to IDP camps. They cannot ask Musa, when are you people going after these terrorists who have committed these heinous crimes? Because the reason why people are still in IDP camps today, till today, is because their homes are being occupied by the foreign invaders. If we fail to end the zoo will end all of us. And we can't allow that to happen. Larry Man, please grab the microphone. Everybody, 2 minutes, please. Larry Man, can you hear me? Grab the microphone.
Okay, good evening.
You're welcome.
Why are you hearing me?
Go ahead, please.
Okay. I want to appreciate you for your effort towards this.
My brother, you are not speaking well. You are not speaking well.
Okay, let me come back. Are you hearing me now?
Good. Okay, go ahead, please. Your time is going, my brother. Go ahead.
This is the issue of African Union. You know, I had a surprise in like this. Because of why? They cannot do to the zoo, or to the zoo is how Biafra is to the African Union. They know that any day Biafra is liberated, that the whole Africa has been liberated. All those their nonsense, corruption and this will end. And that is what they are fighting. So I had a surprise. I don't know how I can base or hope on our God and our own ability by the grace of God. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Please, next time when you are joining me, make sure that your device is properly connected. And when you are speaking, speak directly to your microphone. The phone you are using to join me, you have to speak directly to the mic, to the mouthpiece of that very phone. Thank you. God bless you. Neon, grab the microphone. Neon, you have entered twice into this very studio. Let me remove one. Okay, one is gone. All right, Neon, you can now speak. Turn down your listening device. Neon, are you there? No, he is not paying attention. He is not. Once you join me, please pay attention. I beg you, please. There are many people who want to speak. So taking time for everybody here doesn't give anybody joy. I'm begging everybody, once you join me, pay attention, please. Once I call you, go ahead and speak. Eze, thank God, please grab the microphone. Eze, thank God, are you there?
It's good, yeah.
Please tune down your listening device. Turn it down completely.
Hello, Kukunya. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead. I said you should turn down the volume of what you are listening with. Turn it down.
Good evening. I've turned it down. Good evening.
You're welcome. Go ahead, please. I'm still hearing myself.
But I've turned it down, yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me welcome another person to speak from my side. Chibike, can you speak? I want to confirm if the problem is from my side, please.
Good evening.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Okay, yeah, go ahead. It's not from my side. It's from the people who are joining. Go ahead, Chibike.
All right, sir. So, I first want to thank you people for your good work. I greet all of you. And my contribution goes like this. You know, too, they are just using propaganda in any way. And you know, they control Africa. But we, the Biafra, will not be relying on that. Because we will know our focus and we know where we are going. So I know the second December is a Cyprus. So the propaganda they are using by shutting down this thing and making them to uh, saying lying on this thing will not help them. So we know they are be saying that every media is saying that Southeast is this, Southeast is that, and they don't say something that happen in other places like North, that there is a crisis everywhere. So then leave those places and they are saying Southeast, Southeast. So Southeast is the same. Those terrorists like soldiers and all these things, they are causing mayhem in the southeast, and they are blaming it on IPOB or this thing. So all their propaganda we know. So I just want to tell you people that you people should keep it up and enlighten us and speaking up. That we are with you people. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother Chibuike. God bless you. God bless you for your contribution. Please, everybody should, as matter of urgency, register your name and yourself to this, or identify yourself with the Biafra government, especially financially supporting the movement. Very, very important. If you know the plan of the Janjaweed in the zoo, if you know the plan of the Janjaweed, just as you are watching now, you are seeing that man on your screen. You heard from him. Somebody corrected me in the comment section that it is a governor. He was a governor during the time of Obasanjo. I don't know how sure how correct is the comment. According to Blessed Sonny said, Odinanwa, his name is Sani Yerima of Zamfara during Afonja president Obasanjo. And the way he narrated and even mentioned the name of the man, meaning that he is very sure, he's certain about it. So the man was the governor of Zamfara state during the time of Obasanjo. So for you to hear him say that, and don't think after his tenure, he has gone back to his village and became a farmer. No, he is still working within the corridors of power, pushing that same narrative and ideology. Still pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. So don't think he has gone back to the village to, turn to a farmer as a retired politician. No, he's still there. He is still there. And most of the people who are in power today, especially those from that axis, those from that side, maybe 70% or 80% of them might be his boys. Yes. So if he was the governor during Obasanjo, meaning that he was the first democratic governor in Zamfara state. That means he was the first democratically elected governor in Zamfara state, meaning that every other person you see today in Zamfara, every other politician you see today in Zamfara, at least 80% of them came through him. They are his boys, including the Babas you have today in Zamfara state, including the Matawale himself, who is the current, defense minister to the federation. They are all his boys. So they all share the same ideology. So everybody, the only life we have, the only reason we have to live, the only reason we have to live including our upcoming, especially, not even including, especially our upcoming generation. The only right we have to live, the only light we can see to live, to shine upon our lives tomorrow, ahead of our future, is Biafra. If not freedom, if they tell you what the Janjaweed has in store for us, I'm telling you the truth, akawolo. And on that note, we have come to the end of this very broadcast, this very wonderful, all-important broadcast this evening. Those of you who are in the studio, I am so sorry I cannot bring you in. Tomorrow will always be another day. May God bless you all. Bless our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Bless our Prime Minister, Mazi Samanekpa. Bless all the genuine freedom fighters, and of course, our men on ground, the Biafra Defense Forces personnel. Guide and protect every one of us, and always give us victory as we praise him, as we continue to worship him and praise him for the victory has been given to us. May he continue to grant us this victory till the logical conclusion of this very whole battle, as Biafra will be free as soon as possible. Thank you all. May God bless you. I pray that whatever you lay hand upon, that you shall prosper, provided that you are on the right side and you are doing something good for your future, and of course, supporting the freedom of Biafra. Thank you all. God bless you. See you tomorrow. From me, from here, with all the love in my heart, I say good night.